The cleanup continues in the areas hardest hit by yesterday's tornadoes. The twisters touched down in the early evening hours in Durham and near Oroville.
Action News reporter Brian Callahan spoke with a 93-year-old Table Mountain man who watched out his window as one tornado slammed into his yard and left significant damage behind. He joins us now. Brian.
Alan, Kira, Albert Aston was actually watching our live coverage of the tornadoes making their way through the area when one actually struck his small home.
About that time, that big bang, and the lights, the television blacked out.
93-year-old Albert Aston spent much of the day Thursday cleaning up near his Table Mountain home after watching a tornado rip apart a garage less than 100 feet from his home.
And I looked out that window, it stuck out there. I looked out and everything was a good God. It was just dead a whirl.
Aston says by the time he got a coat on, the storm had passed.
It happened quick.
The 93-year-old wasn't the only one watching on the news. Paul Consul was watching the coverage in Sacramento.
As I was watching the news, I noticed that it was my daughter-in-law's house that they were speaking about.
Consul raced up to his daughter-in-law's home to find that everyone was okay. The tornado tossed around several trees on the property, including one that left a giant hole in the roof of their barn. All of the family's animals survived the twister, but they believe their dog Cameron went for one wild ride.
And the only thing we could think of is he was actually picked up by this thing and deposited quite a ways back in the back country there where there's an orchard.
Cameron returned home early Thursday morning with a few scratches, but was his normal chipper self by noon. Now the family is just waiting for the insurance adjuster to visit so they can get to work on the cleanup efforts.
Save as much as we can and get into storage so we get this thing rebuilt and back to some normal living out here again.
PG&E crews were also on site this afternoon working to get a transformer out of a small pond behind the home. Consul says the transformer was knocked off the pole by a piece of the garage. For Action News, I'm Brian Callahan.
Thank you.